Hi, I'm Sarah. Welcome to my channel where I talk about climate and sustainability and sometimes whatever I want. Today I'm going to be sharing the secrets of my 5 years in the making sustainable wardrobe philosophy, and I'll get to show you some of my favorite thrift finds along the way. So let's get into it. In the sustainable fashion world, there's an idea called the capsule wardrobe. And the basic point of this is to have versatile pieces and minimal pieces that you kind of wear and mix and match and are really easy to transform into different outfits. And there's an aspect of seasonality to it. So you have your winter and you have your fall, spring, summer capsule wardrobes, or sometimes 2 times a year. And I really like the idea of a seasonality of a wardrobe because I have a really small closet and because I get really bored of my clothes. So I've kind of tweaked this methodology into something that works for me. Since I bought all of my clothes secondhand since 2016, there isn't as big of an impact as if I were buying new sustainable pieces, or obviously if I were shopping firsthand. For me, style and fashion is something that's brought me joy so much, and that's not something that I want to give up or need to give up to live a sustainable lifestyle. In my opinion, as long as you're shopping secondhand, I think it's totally fine to have a more maximalist approach to your wardrobe. The other big part of my clothing philosophy is, whereas a Marie Kondo kind of style, you say, does this spark joy? And then you get rid of to the ether wherever those things go. But I try to hold on to pieces as long as I can until I'm really sure that I want to get rid of it, and I'll walk you through how I do that in the process. Finally, I do this method about 4 times a year, usually corresponding with the seasons, and you totally can take the whole thing or none of it, whatever inspires you, or you just like to watch people go through their clothes, totally there with you. So let's jump into part 1.
First, I figure out how much of my wardrobe I'm actually wearing. I push all of my hanging clothes to one side of my closet and try to do the same in my drawers. So once I wear something, I move it over to the other side of the closet and separate it from the unworn clothes. I use my scarves and hangers for this. I continue until I've worn everything or am not interested in the clothes left. This could take 2 weeks, it could take 2 months, depending on your starting point. Currently, my clothing is color-coded because I'm pretty aware of what I do and don't wear anymore. And fun fact, this dresser was a free find, and I stained and painted the top drawer and bottom cubby since it was missing a drawer. I love how it came out, and it brings me so much joy to use an item I put work into fixing every day. These are the pieces that I have just not been wearing, so we're going to try to style them and see what happens.
Before we get into the pieces that are on my bed, I want to talk through a couple of my favorite thrifted items at the moment. I've been really into patterns and neckties, and you can see this in the last video that I made if you haven't watched it yet. It's from the 70s and I just think it's super fun. Fun fact about me, I did less than a season of tennis in high school. I was so bad. And finally, we have this one, and I think you're sensing a theme, vintage and with little ties, button downs. I just think they're fun, especially with the jeans.
I start with the pieces left over that I haven't worn and can't style, and take each of them and figure out why I haven't worn it. These will go into 3 piles. Pile 1, tired of it. An item will go here if I've outgrown its style, it doesn't match anything I own, or it's hard to style. Pile 2, seasonal, special occasion. It's too hot or cold to be wearing this at the moment, it's too fancy for my current lifestyle, or it's special occasion wear. Pile 3, needs alterations. An item will go here if it's a color I don't like, it doesn't fit well, or it has holes or stains.
All of these are in a special pile for me. Business clothes, I've had this one for probably 3 or 4 years. It's like my favorite blazer. This is actually something I got at the Goodwill outlet, and it's a boy's, but it fits really well. So, and then these are just, you know, that nice kind of professional wear. So I'm gonna take all of these and put them in my business clothes pile, and I'm gonna have a separate section of my closet for them later. Next, we have 2 pieces that were in my specialty / seasonal pile, and I don't know why I've had them out. It is not warm enough to wear these yet, but a little wrap dress and this jumper, which I've actually never worn, but I'm very excited to wear. And last, we have a couple items that I just have not been wearing lately, or I've never worn. So I'm gonna try to style them different ways and see if they can stay in my wardrobe. Otherwise, I'm gonna put them in with the seasonality.
I'm realizing that I really like the puffy sleeves on this shirt, and I'm excited to incorporate it back into my wardrobe. These pants are just really hard to style because they're cream color, and I don't really know what shoes to wear. If you have any ideas, please comment them down below. This shirt is one that I really like the pattern, but I'm not crazy about how the neckline fits.
These 3 pair of pants, I'm just totally out of ways to wear them, so I'll add them to my seasonal special occasion pile. Fun little side story about these jeans are they're one of the last things I ever bought from a fast fashion company, and I've had them then for 6 years, I guess. But when I was studying abroad, I dreamt about these jeans because I had left them in California because they have huge holes in them. They've been with these through so much that I think I can find fun ways to wear them, but they're more of a lower rise, which is harder for the moment for me to style. So I completely forgot about the pile I have hiding under my bed. That's my alterations pile.
I'm hoping to dye it black and get it back to its former glory. I've been looking for pants like this for years. I finally found them, and unfortunately they're a bit big on me and the zipper is broken, so one day I will get them fixed and the zipper fixed. I was going to try to take this jumpsuit in and use it as a sewing project. This vintage top sweater thing is missing a couple buttons, so once I find some replacements, that'll be an easy, quick sewing fix. And this shirt has a hole, so that'll be a 2-second fix whenever I get the motivation.
Go straight to our big red tub, which I have not touched for like 3 months. It feels like I'm shopping again, rediscovering the pieces that I've stowed away, and I don't know if I'm gonna take all of them out because it's not completely spring, but it's always fun to just kind of see what's in here. This is a shirt I have worn many a times, often on this channel. Probably recognize it. Definitely a spring piece, so I'll leave that in there. I thrifted this shirt, I think in high school, and everyone's always told me it's really ugly. I don't know, maybe I started to believe them. It's been in here as a tired of it kind of shirt. We'll wait on that one too. This is the shirt that I wore to my very first concert. It was Macklemore. It was amazing. And the shirt just has a lot of memories with it, but I think it's time. It's time. This is one of those pieces that I said I thrifted it in winter, so very excited to wear it in the spring. I guess I put some keepsakes in this box as well. I don't know when I did that, but it's the little newspaper from the climate strike. Sarah, why do you need this? And to that I say, you need one good Halloween costume that's if you can't find anything good at a thrift store, that's the one you use. These were jeans that I was tired of, and I think I'm ready to take them out, try them again. Over the summer, I wore them like every day, and so I got really tired of them, but they've been missing in my life for a couple months now, and I have missed them as well. Now we have a big empty bin, and I'm basically gonna put all the spring stuff back in because, again, a little too cold to be wearing it. And I'll add the stuff that I pulled out of my closet to put back in here. To recap, I pulled out one thing that I was tired of, and now I'm bringing it back out to my wardrobe. And I have one shirt that I'm gonna find a new home for. I always try to find an actual owner who wants an item instead of just going and donating it first. So I'm gonna ask my sister if she wants this. Then I usually ask my mom, but I don't think my mom's gonna want this. And then we have one of my mom's family friends' daughter. They are about the same size as my sister and I, so we'll give it to her next. Now you've probably noticed my other clear tub over here, and I kind of mentioned it, but it's all of my professional clothes. And so here's my gripe with professional clothes. You need to look, professional, whatever the heck that means enough, but you also want like your personality and your style to show through. So I've kind of accumulated a lot. The past year being an intern and thinking that I would actually get a job. But I am interviewing for things right now, so I want to keep these close. I don't want to put them too far. I might pull out my favorite pieces and then stash a couple. This sweater is my favorite one to wear around the holidays, but I feel like after December 31st, it's kind of weird to wear a sweater like this. So I really do wear it for 2 months out of the year, and people would say, oh, well, that's not very capsule-like, it's not a very functional piece, but I do really enjoy wearing it every winter, so I keep it around. Now you've probably been wondering, what is this? I'm gonna overlay some clips so you can see how cool this thing is. Will I ever wear it? Probably. I don't know if I'd wear it as a full set. It's just so fun. And it's my size. And who else owns a pink pinstripe suit that was $8.99? I'm gonna put this in my special occasion box. Some of these clothes, the tops, almost exclusively, I'm going to put somewhere where I can access them easily for interviews, and the other ones will go away until whenever it is that back in the office. So now you know my secret method for organizing my clothes, and I'm really curious on what parts you thought were useful, what you'll add to your routine, or if you have any other things that you follow. So make sure to leave those in the comments. Thank you all for watching this very non-political video for once. Don't get used to it. And I will see you in the next one.